Mike Tyson has been said to have been suffering from a medical emergency around 24 hours ago at the time of recording, just 2 months before his big Netflix fight against Jake Paul. And this happened during a flight from Miami to LA, where it was said that the 58-year-old was starting to feel quite nauseous and lightheaded. Now, over on the Daily Mail, they have covered this quite extensively. And they've gone on to say, Mike Tyson suffered a medical emergency during a flight from Miami to LA on Sunday, and his representatives have confirmed this. The former heavyweight champion, 57, sorry I said it was 58, he's due to be 58 soon, became nauseous and dizzy, forcing flight staff to ask passengers if there was a doctor on board to provide assistance. Paramedics boarded the plane, in which they had been delayed already by 2 hours in Miami because of the heat, and once it touched down in LA to give treatment. It comes just 2 months before the boxing legend is due to fight YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul in Arlington, and it was said by his representatives that thankfully Mr. Tyson is doing great. Now, that is all that we were told at the time, but there was a photo circulating from TMZ where it was seen Mike Tyson in a wheelchair after suffering this medical emergency, leaving the plane. And it really got people talking about what on earth was going on. But as we continue through the article, it goes on to say that he became nauseous and dizzy due to an ulcer flare-up 30 minutes before landing, and he is appreciative to the medical staff that were there to help him. Typical symptoms of an ulcer flare-up include nausea, vomiting, bloating, belching, and gas pain, as well as chest pain and fatigue. And it comes in touch first revealed on Monday morning that Tyson had some kind of medical emergency on the plane and paramedics boarded. Sources claim that the cabin crew issued an announcement asking for a doctor 30 minutes before the landing, and the message even came on everyone's screens. And he was in first class, but we were on exit row, an eyewitness added. They asked us to stay on the plane, and as we landed, so paramedics could enter, and the stewardess said something like, "He's a really important passenger, so we want to make sure that he's okay. I knew it was him, but I just mouthed the words Mike Tyson, and she nodded her head yes." So, unfortunately for Mike, that was actually what went on to happen. But Tyson, who has previously admitted that he uses marijuana daily, has given the drug up while training to fight Paul because it was on the list of banned substances used by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. And he's also revealed that he's given up sex temporarily as part of his training regime. So he is clearly taking the fight very seriously. He only stops as a means of following the rules. His publicist, Joanne, recently told USA Today Sports, but he's still a strong advocate for the medical benefits of cannabis for his personal well-being and others like him. Tyson, who will be 58 on the July 20th when the fight against Jake Paul is set at the Arlington Stadium. The fight has been marred by criticism in the recent weeks, particularly in the vast age gap between the two fighters. Now, that's obviously the crux of it. But looking online and kind of looking in the comments section of a short that I made, there were a lot of people who were talking about this and saying, well, actually, yes, he may have suffered from a stomach ulcer, but that's not due to his training or his fighting. It is actually due to the substances that he has been taking, as it's apparently, allegedly, not just marijuana that he has taken in the past, there are some other substances that Mike Tyson has been taking since he's retired from the sport of boxing. But E! News did a very very comprehensive breakdown of the story, so we're going to take a little look at that as well and round this up.
Mike Tyson is on the mend after a health scare. On May 26th, the famous boxer was on board a flight from Miami to Los Angeles when he suffered a medical emergency. The 57-year-old's rep confirms to Page 6 that Tyson, quote, became nauseous and dizzy due to an ulcer flare-up 30 minutes before landing. He is appreciative to the medical team that were there to help him, noting that he's now, quote, doing great. Tyson's health incident comes 2 months before he's set to face off against Jake Paul in a boxing match, which will live stream on Netflix on July 20th. Tyson shared a poster of the match to its Instagram on May 25th and captioned the image, "Can't wait for Jake's wake."
Now, unpopular opinion maybe, but I think even with a stomach ulcer, Jake Paul is getting flattened by Mike Tyson, but that's just my take on it.
To which the 27-year-old YouTuber replied in the comments, "Titanium is greater than iron." Jake also called out Tyson on its Instagram page earlier this month, writing on May 13th, "Titanium Jake will sleep Iron Mike. The fun has begun." However, given the 30-year age gap between the opponents, fans are wondering if Jake will go easy on Mike. He tells TMZ in an interview on May 24th, "Absolutely not. He's ruthless. He's the most vicious champion ever. So I have to channel that Mike Tyson energy to finish him," adding, "and the legend must fall." In June last year, before it was confirmed he would be fighting the 27-year-old YouTuber, Mike Tyson appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, where he gave his take on Jake as a boxer and why he thinks he's, quote, sensational.
Jake Paul, he keeps saying he wants to fight you. Do you want to fight him?
That could be very interesting.
It could be interesting.
I never took it really serious, but yeah, that could be really interesting.
You think that he is skilled enough to make it something that you might actually want to do?
He's skilled enough, yes. I'm going to give it to him. He's skilled enough because he's winning.
Uh-huh.
Even if he's fighting guys that your guys don't believe are good enough fighters, they should be able to beat him.
Yeah, at the same time, though, his fights are very... It's already been used, the term gimmicky, but they are a bit gimmicky. You know, they are more fights to sell seats and tickets than they are to kind of prove your skill in boxing, if that makes sense. Hence why he's taken the fat bag from Netflix to take on Iron Mike.
Right.
Right, but they can't.
Right.
So he's beating people who he shouldn't really be beating. We got to give him that credit. He's beating people that he really should not be beating.
Right.
And he's doing good, man. For a guy that he's just doing it, and this is good. And he's doing so much good for boxing. Listen, this guy got 70 million people following him every time he fights.
Right, yeah.
The champions in the world don't have that many people following him. So what he's doing to boxing is just sensational. No one should be hating on that. They should just care. Let's just fight him. He's helping everybody get money.
So, it's a very interesting turn of events, of course. Fortunately, Iron Mike Tyson, is on the mend and on the road to recovery, and he is going to be fit and well from the looks of it for the fight against Jake Paul. I think the idea of a medical emergency is a very dramatized statement, because at the end of the day, they are brutal. Stomach ulcers are brutal. But is it down to his training regime, or is it down to the other substances that Mr. Mike Tyson has been putting in his body? That's down to speculation. But what do you guys think on this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. At the end of the day, now that we've obviously, the build up to the fight is happening, who do you think's going to win this fight? It is very much more, from the stuff that I've seen, the press conferences so far, the media publicity, it seems more of a joke than it does an actual fight. Like, if you look at someone like Usyk versus Tyson Fury that happened recently, it was a very professional. The beef was there, the anger was there, and the desire to actually beat each other was there. Whereas with this, it almost seems like, although it's going on their professional records now, it doesn't seem like that the build-up's not there right now. The build-up's more to get people through the door and ticket sales and Netflix subscriptions than it is to actually, go at each other, And I'm just not feeling it from these guys. I'm not feeling it like I would a Joshua fight, like I would a Tyson Fury fight, like I would an Usyk fight, like I would have done a Mayweather fight. It just doesn't feel that, where you're like, yes, let's get it. I mean, I'm still going to watch it, don't get me wrong, because at the end of the day, it's free on Netflix, so it's not often you get a free pay-per-view. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Yeah, while you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button if you have not already. Subscribe if you're new and tick on my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload to the channel. And until next time, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. I cannot wait to see you in the next one, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.